And we're back. It's actually probably been a little while since the last time we played some Nobunaga's Ambition, so take a little few minutes here to get acclimated to what exactly has been going on, but alright. So we finally secured Aki and Koso castles, finally back, I guess, home to where we started all this. And we definitely crippled our old clan. Chosokabe is having some struggles here. I suspect he's going to have a hard time. He's got a lot of space to recover a lot of these soldiers. Like Motoyama is going to be very strong, so is Asakura. But in the north, I expect he's going to struggle to hold a lot of this. That'll be interesting to see. This is bottom line. At the end of the day, we may need to fight to secure this area, because ideally we want to have this entire region under our control, and then that way we can be pretty consolidated as far as like our defense goes, because there's a limited number of ports, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it'll like extremely inhibit the number of places we can get invaded from. Because like this whole south side will be pretty much impenetrable, so once we are able to secure this whole area, all of this essentially can just send its resources northward and we can hold a line there. Granted, this is pretty far in the future at this point. We have a whole lot of work to get done if we want to get there, but it's reasonable to assume that with this amount we can work our way across. So our big goal right now is going to be to take down Oko Castle. If we can get that under control, then we'll have pretty much crippled or taken away all of his strength, since that's like, these are some of his earliest castles. We were a part of taking them, so now that they're under our control, we'd have a lot less to worry about. We're going to start having a harder time controlling a lot of these places. I think Hakuchi is our home base right now, which is perfect because it's like right in the middle. But once we start pushing this way, we're going to need to start delegating some of this region. So we'll see how that goes. But there's a good chance that Aki or Akane end up taking control of a lot of these areas. For the time being, though. Now that we're kind of acclimated a little better. You guys are interested in us. Oh, he wants to be a vassal. I'm not against the idea, but for right now, I'll have a really hard time defending him with his location, so vassalizing him is probably not ideal. We need to upgrade these posts while we have the chance. Upgrade this to Koso. And where else? Probably work up over here, yeah? Nope. Just gonna go right there. I always forget that we have, like, infinite labor at this point. Okay. Where are we close to an upgrade? Probably closest here. Do I have a high intelligence stat around here? Not fantastic, but it'll do. Ooh, that's almost level 6. Where do I need? I need water control. Look, man, it needs 1, so go get it over the hump there. Alright, that's 4, 5. This is not that far away. What do we got with you? Intelligence is the highest stat, so we'll go with that for now. Do some more investments. We definitely want to try and upgrade some of these areas to get more resources going to the war front. Because a lot of these places are too far away to really conceivably send soldiers, but I could send resources that way and just kind of make sure that the places are all taken care of, so I can start converting a lot of these places into more military heavy. Ooh, this is interesting. Forgot how many really good officers we have here. So it was like our front line for a while. Get a bunch of investments going over there. Make use of all that labor. We have an opportunity for some road work, so let's do that. We want to connect these so we can more conceivably move along the southern end here. Ooh. Yeah, we'll send Aya on that. Why not? Stimulate. Would it really be worthwhile? Otozen doesn't really... Again, I can't build anything on this island, so it doesn't really make sense to stimulate or do research, even if the game tells me to.
What are you wanting?
Oh, it's a Western merchant. Louis de Alameda? Almeida? Whatever, here's 10,000 gold for a book. Can I sell him things? Oh my goodness, he buys so much. I always look at the numbers and I'm like, man, I would love to sell some stuff, but I have so much money, it just doesn't really need to get done. Okay. So where do we want to try and push some political situations? We've got a pretty good relationship with the Mori, which is fine for the time being. Eventually it's going to become problematic. We're married off to the Suzuki clan, so we don't need to worry too much on that front. Though I suspect right now they're going to be struggling with the Oda. Definitely looks that way. The Oda clan's starting to really bulk up. I still can't believe the Hatekayama? These guys over here. I can't believe how strong they are. That's terrifying. I'm just trying to think where we want to spend some diplomacy here. What might be worthwhile to try and get on our side. I feel like Amago has stood for a little while here. What I want to do is perhaps get a better relationship with them. If years down the road we have the opportunity to, they might be helpful with going to war with the Mori. Because that's definitely a possibility that we're going to need to, considering they're going to be the superpower in this region. Friendly with those guys still, that's fine. We could start up an alliance with them. Yeah, that's fine.
What are you wanting?
I'm good on supplies. Trying to think if there's anything else we can do with this labor, but doesn't look like it really. We can expand our inner circle, I guess. There we go. Wait, did that go through? No, it didn't. Expand our inner circle, why not? Everybody's still happy. Gonna appoint a Chamberlain here in Aki Castle. Yeah, that makes sense, because we kind of... Just occurred to me that there's no one there. So let's send somebody over there. Oh no, Aki's on her way there. I think I must have sent some people over there. Alright, we'll take the next turn and see where things end up. We still have to get this farm to level 5 to finish that quest. Hey man. Oh, he likes dance. Good for him. He's keeping this army just sitting outside there.
Let's begin the meeting. Here's last month's balance.
Interesting.
Reporting in.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that investment finished over there, which is good, because that means we pushed that to level 6. We have some repairs to do on Aki Castle. We sent a bunch of people over there, so let's... Oh. Spend 1 month, continue, cool. Chamberlain here. Want it to be Aki. It's her castle, man. It's named after her. Like, granted, it's named after her family, but the effect is the same. Alright, this place is real beat up. Or just poorly upgraded. This place is much better upgraded. Okay, well, let's invest in making her even better. They still think I can upgrade over here, can't I? Yeah. Gunner towers, a Bailey. Walls, Gate, and Tenshu are done. Dual Annex is done. Has a deluxe bath. Are there... Does that make sense to have? Probably. Gun towers? Why not? Stone walls are done. Extended Tenshu. Oh, we can put a battery in. Let's do that. Finally. Finally we have cannons. Alright. Now we have a bunch of investments to do, I would imagine. Level 3, level 3, level 3. This one's not that far away. Hockey, take care of that. Why not? Does he have a better stat there? Not really. All of his stats are kind of awful, actually. We'll find something else for him to do. Build a camp, maybe. Yeah, take care of that. Cool. Road work still? Some road work there. We still have the roads over here they want us to upgrade, but I don't see how that really benefits me, so we're not going to do that. Cool. Alright. It would probably relieve a lot of my workload if I went ahead and delegated some of these places, but we're in such a tense part of our timeline right now that I just don't want to risk something going awry. I have a couple officers I'm pretty confident would never betray me, but at the same time, I just don't want to risk something going wrong or me not paying enough attention and having them lose territory or screw something up. I can build more camps, can't I? Yeah, okay. Taquano, take care of that, my dude. Game still wants to do that road work. That's still not going to happen. That battery is going to finish. Stonewall, extended Tenshu. We can either do a rear sally port or Barbican. Or we can make a dual annex. Let's do that. When in doubt, population growth. It's never a bad idea.
What would you like?
Got anything cool? Not really, but I'll take the T set, I guess. How we doing on happiness? Everybody still good? Nobody's particularly angry? That's good for me. Let's keep going.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay, so there's a guy with the Mori clan who we could maybe pull over to our side. Give it a look. Where is he? Okay. Intelligence and politics are pretty good. But it'll take an eternity to get him. 20 months. I think I'm good on that front. I thought we were still working on some people, but I guess not. That's alright, though. We have plenty of officers right now, to be honest. We will need more once we start expanding, so it's like never a bad idea to go get more, but I'm not as worried about investing in them right now. This castle, man. They really want me to upgrade the heck out of it. We're gonna spend a bunch of time on taking care of that. I'm not too worried about sending some of those lower level officers to handle the long-term jobs, because it's not gonna make too big of a difference. So there's not enough space to build a battery, I don't think. Oh no, there is. They just don't have it. Oh, I think it needs an iron gate? Requires stone wall and iron. Oh, just iron. Okay, so they don't have iron here, so that's not gonna happen. Corner turrets then, why not? Cool. So he's slowly building back up over here. I got some time before I'm really in a position to attack him. Aki and Koso are gonna have plenty of troops soon, so not as much of a concern, but over here on our east coast we're struggling.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Oh, Suzu's stats went up. Okay. Ugh, my phone keeps going off. Hopefully it doesn't bother anybody on the other end of that microphone. Alright, we have a bunch of free investment now. Let's see what we can do. I don't really need these places. The problem here is that right now this is like a war front, right? Because it's going to be like a battle area for the foreseeable future. But looking forward, we want this to be more of a resource, like people building area. I feel like I should build soldiers and everything over here, certainly, but it's not as big of a concern. Eventually, once we start working over here, I think we're going to really heavily invest in soldiers in this region. But I think for the time being right here, I'm not as concerned. Obviously, right now, we have a ton of resources coming in. Like, we don't have really any concern on that front. But once we start dividing up our area, it's going to be more of a problem. So I kind of wanted these areas to be more of a... more like people focused rather than soldier focused, if you get my meaning. More of a civilian life effort, but we'll see here. I'd spend a bunch of that. I have a bunch of investments we can do. Is it this farm? No, it's this farm she wants level 5, and Midori is working on that. Water control needs a little bit more here. So let's take care of that. Get that to level 6. Work on that. 4, 3, 2. Oh, geez. Some of these are really not worked on Aizawa. Okay, that's level 5. That's level 3. This was a soldier thing where we wanted to have a bunch of soldiers coming out of here, and we've had some success with that. For the time being, I think we're going to try and continue with that initiative. That's plus 3, that's plus 4, that's plus 6. Okay, we'll get that done for now. We can actually still work on this, can't we? Intelligence stat? Valor? Leadership. We'll go that route. Alright. To the next turn. Koso's finally finished repairing. Aki needs some work still. And a bunch of stat growth down in the bottom right here. Yoriharu Onishi. Nishira, I believe to have been related to the Seiwa Genji Osawara on the Kondo. He and his father died fighting for Chosokabe and Iyo. Ah, okay. So historically he would have fought for Chosokabe, but since I'm essentially taking over that role in history, since I was a part of the Chosokabe clan, and then we sort of screwed that all up. We'll see how history plays out on that front, but we'll see a lot of officers who would have been a part of Chosokabe if we didn't exist. So this needs just a little bit more faith, so Akane can handle that. Get some traffic going over there. I don't want to do too much in the way of castle upgrades there, just for now. Right now the place is getting bigger, which is probably done in another month or so. Level 5, level 5, level 5, level 5, level 3. Do you have anybody with high intelligence? Not bad. Plus 6 a turn. That's a reasonable amount. Bunch of level 4s around here. Intelligence, valor. Okay. Yeah, so right now, since we're on the mend from that big battle we had, I'm just spending a bunch of time and a lot of our effort on getting a bunch of upgrades done. We could conceivably build another castle. It's actually not that unrealistic. We would need land, really, to do it in, though, and there isn't, like, a good spot. It's kind of the issue here is with all these mountains, there's not a lot of, like, active land. Like, right here is the most healthy part that we could find, and over in Shozui. So, like, there's only a handful of places that actually have, like, large plots of area where a city can become large. So, for the time being, we're not going to worry too much on that front. Are we still doing Imperial Diplomacy? Not really. I could have a Aya take care of that. If I sent Aya on that, in 13 months or so, we would have enough to make a request for, like, a title or something. We'll hold off on that. Everybody still happy? Oh, you're not as happy. Here, have these books. Alright. Are we still not level 5 for that? Oh, there's stuff happening. Where's he headed? Oh, he's fighting Ozo. Yeah, this is why these guys were asking to become vassals, because they're getting just pummeled.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. How is that still not level 5? I'm doing something wrong over here, aren't I? That's level 6, that's level 4. Oh yeah, she's still working on that. How close is it? Not very. Okay. Level 5, level 5. We've definitely eaten up some of Oko Castle's stuff here in Koso, because this is part of our stuff, not theirs. Which is kind of interesting. That, like, Oko Castle only actually has these plots. This is all part of Koso. It's interesting where it decides to draw that border. Not at the river, but, like, across it. Okay. So there's 6,000 men here. He sent a lot of his soldiers over there, which, if I had an opportunity to, I would, but there's so many troops just, like, in Sogo and everything that are up and away that I just don't. Shozui could certainly get some people over there, but it'd take some time. Difficult to deal with, I guess. Still upgrade this castle, huh? Stone walls are done. Gate and Tenchi are being worked on. There's a depot. So the only thing we could do here is make the castle bigger. It's probably not really worth it. Yeah, for now we're going to hold off on that. Is there anybody to appease? I haven't actually checked that in a while. You're at 79%. You're at 29 and pretty much locked in there. Alright. I need Takenomiya to get bigger.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Just need it to be a bigger castle in general as far as population limitations go. Just fixing some audio real there. Quick there. Sorry about it cutting out. Alright, so
What are you wanting?
that's alright. We don't really need to buy anything there. Get some new concepts going around here. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Commerce, dedication, faith. Let's put a Western over there. And here we'll work on commerce, I guess. Investments. Not a lot to say. We're just sort of spending some investments, doing some recuperation and whatnot. I want to look something up, actually, though, real quick. Let's go to the help thing here. War. I'm looking for population of soldiers. What about provisions? No. Passage of time. That's not really it. Growth? No, that's unit growth, or officer growth. I'm looking for soldier count. We don't have a lot of information with regards to resources. No? That's facility policy traits. Facility. No. Equipment? No. Trying to think of where this would fall. Infrastructure? Foreign convert. Honor, province, retainer, convert, civil. Militia and troops. Decided by total militia and troops. Militia are determined by the basis population and popularity, while troops increase when conscript buildings improve. Okay. I thought that was the case, but we built those 2 level 6 conscript buildings, and for some reason, Takenomiya is not really getting much bigger as far as soldier count goes, even though we have 2 level 6 warrior quarters. I guess it must have more to do with the actual population of the city, though. Because if you look like Amagiri, if I can check the population here. There's a 20,000. 11,000. It might just be that there's not enough people living there yet. Which maybe means we need to do a little bit of investment in other ways around there, but for the time being, that's a minor concern. I'm just trying to... I have a reasonable grasp of the systems in this game, but there's a lot, and some of it just kind of works and you don't question it too much, so... For the time being, it's worthwhile to do a little bit of research, and I am, again, like I usually bring up, I don't use guides when I'm playing on stream, because I think that I'm trying to go for a bit more of a genuine playstyle, but luckily for us, big strategy games like this usually have like a index or a little wiki inside the game, which we found there, and it can give us some useful information. Nothing too complicated, but systems and stuff are nice to know about. Still says construction's an option, which I disagree. This, I guess, needs to increase in size. So let's make it a bigger. Goto, take care of it, my dude. I don't know why that's even highlighted, that, or even, like, available. There's nothing to build there. I guess we could have removed stuff, but... Alright, so Koso and Aki are full up. He killed the Ozu, that's not good. Okay. Impregnable.
Let us begin the meeting. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. So, Nakamura Castle and Tsukumo Castle, which are both Ichijo. We've had a couple alliances with them. Saionji as well. They're, I guess, I don't know what kind of relations they have with these guys. Let's check. Can I do that? Negotiate. Not really. So I could attempt to vassalize both of them. which could help. What it would do is it would make the effort of taking out Chosokabe a lot easier. That said, I don't know how badly because once they're a vassal, I can't really reverse that, and then at that point I never get access to really controlling these castles myself. I kind of have to just rely on them as like puppet governments. You'll also notice in this game there's kind of a... You'll notice that the lords of a lot of these places are all women, because for some reason the female officers in this game tend to be just statistically very like above average. So if you're surprised to note that they're just women running everything that's in like feudal Japan, I don't know how accurate that is to history. My limited knowledge says it's not, but in this game that may be what you encounter. So just as a heads up, if anybody is surprised to see that. Okay, so that's level 6. That's level 5. That's level 3. There's not much else in the way of like population growth, is there? So let's see. I can't clear any land, unfortunately, which is kind of a pain. Because there is land to clear, potentially. But it's kind of limited with the population growth as it stands now. So I guess the best thing we can do is to just keep investing in these soldier quarters, I guess. Upgrade Aki. Okay.
What
You
would
have
you like?
things? You do have things. Give me those tomes. And... yeah, I guess that's it. Everybody still good? We're still good. Okay. We should work on trying to get some officers while you have the chance. I was looking at that guy earlier, and it's probably not worth it there, but there's got to be somebody we can try and pilfer. There's a bunch of unhappy people here. Some relatively good all-around guys. I could get it done in 13 months. This guy. Ooh, I can get it done in 10. Alright, cool. Bring that guy in. Let's go ahead and keep going here. Oh. Enticement stopped. Oh.
Your orders, please.
Somebody else converted him, so we stopped doing it. Alright, well, that happens. So much for that. Let's try and get somebody else then, I suppose. Meiji. Ooh. Anybody? You could take care of it in 12 months? Get on it, man. Start extending our reach to pulling officers in from faraway lands. Still 4. Ooh, this is... some of these are pretty close. That's only a little bit more to get that done. Oh, he's working on that. Okay. So... water control, I guess? Alright. That's still being invested in. That can be done. Why not work on it? Sogo Castle, how you guys doing here? I think somebody finished something here. We got something to level 6, so we moved on. This is level 5. Needs intelligence. Why not? Don't have anything else to spend all this labor on. Ooh. Dance. He likes dance. Riding. Cool. Akashi. I appreciate that. To request reinforcements. Am I to continue diplomacy? Yes. We actually potentially want a long-term relationship with those guys in the future. Oh, famine. Oh, no. These guys got wrecked.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance.
Alright. Nothing too big happening there.
What would you like?
You got anything cool? Not really, but I'll take this caddy, whatever that is. Just like to buy as many of these things as I can to... Oh, see, this guy likes the caddy a little better. Interesting.
What would you like?
Let's just... This is what I'm talking about. It's never a bad idea to just have more gifts to give out. That way you can always make sure your officers never leave you, essentially. Because it is a real concern that these guys will just drop out and find somewhere else to get paid. And that can cause some real problems as things go once you start expanding. Especially if you start giving away lands to these officers, as we personally are aware of, since we're one of those kinds of officers who left. Let's get theater. Since we're one of those officers that left, essentially, and took a bunch of land with us, we know all too well that can happen. So you're always better off just trying to make sure people are as happy as they can be. Okay. Alright, so Chosokabe is definitely going to consider just going to war with us sometime in the relatively near future, I expect. We've finally started to get back to full up again on soldiers, so if he attacks, then we're going to have to probably come crashing down the whole way and just take as much as we can once the war starts. It's just going to be a bigger question of who goes first, essentially. For the time being, we're not in too bad of a state to fight them off if we have to. Get some corner turrets and over here. Shozui is going to be finished. Gonna have some very well built castles to defend ourselves with down the road. All right. Just trying to see if there's anything else we can do here. I think that's good. We could put a castle right here in Toyanaga, but I thought we already hit level 5. Oh no, we're still working on it. She's disappeared because other notifications came up.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance.
I keep forgetting that our daughter has been working on upgrading this farm for probably over the better part of a year at this point, and she's still not done. But her stats are coming up, so there's that. More or less a training exercise for her than anything, but we'll take it. Kashi, take care of that. Level 2. That probably could use some work. Let's go that route. Alright. Castle still wants upgrades. Alright, I can dig it. Let's put a residence in there. Why not? Try and get some population growth going over here. 28,000. There was a lot of people there. I thought there was going to be a much lower population than that. 40,000. No. Oh my god. I forgot how long-standing these castles have been because we just got them back. But when we built them initially, we put them up because we took those castles
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance.
All right. Oh my goodness. The Mori are, they want it, man. They want it bad. That's boss. Oh, this is a big naval battle going on over here. I wish I could see this a little better, the actual fight, but it's a big naval battle going on over here, likely over this castle, Noshima, because if Mori can get access to this, then they basically can punch right in here easily, because it's just a hop over the water to get forces on the land. But for right now, he's got it held. We're going to have to keep an eye on that fight, because depending on how that plays out, it could mean... It's this weird three-way situation where we have pretty good relationships with the Mori, but we don't want them on this, on our land. It's not our land yet, but we want it to be our land. I need to remind myself what the name is of this island here. I looked it up once. Keep having to refer to it, and I should know what it's called. Shikoku? I think that's what it's called. I think it's the smallest of the main islands. But ultimately, we want to make sure that we have control over this whole place. So what that comes down to is if the Mori are here, we're going to have like a hell of a time pushing them off because they have a whole lot of military force they can crash down with. The Ochi are becoming a problem, but they're going to face up against Shimazu, and those two are going to be at war for like 20 years probably. Otomo have been essentially pushed out. In theory, we can pick a side here and maybe use that to our advantage against the Mori. But regardless, it's going to be really tough. So despite being at war with Chosokabe, we also want them to succeed up here. That way we don't have to deal with the Mori later. It's such a complicated like political situation because we obviously want to defeat them, but we don't want them to lose over here. Which it doesn't look like they will. Yeah, keep doing that. Yeah, it looks like they've got this under control.
Let us begin the meeting. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
I don't know. I find naval battles tend to favor the defending force more often than not. I can make you happy. There you go. No more complaining. Cool. Upgrades. Your square gate, your stone walls. Other than upgrading the stature around here once this 3-story tenshu goes in, which we could do. How long is this going to take? Gane could get this done. 125, of course. I'm not really certain I want to push it up one level. It's not a huge upgrade by any means. It's like 500 extra health. 2 extra space. If I was going to go for anything, it's probably better off to go for a level 6. So we're going to go that route. We're going to invest the time into Koso Castle there. So with this ending, it looks like in Chosokabe's favor. The north end of their area is going to be hurting as far as troops, at least a little bit. Oh. Mago's leader died. Which means somebody else took over. Okay.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance.
Hey, good to see you, my dude. Alright. Man, I want to take some of these castles in the near future. This is pretty much full up. We need to wait for the proficiency to go up, though. These places are all in good shape. Proficiency is done, done. Alright, so they're all pretty well trained so far. Everybody's got their military force ready to go. I need Hakuchi to finish up, which it's not ideal to even be using Hakuchi as our main base. Realistically, I'd want one of these guys as our main base. But just because of where the war is happening, it has to be Hakuchi. I guess I could move to Koso Castle afterwards, but then it would inhibit our control over this area, and I'd have to delegate it away, and I don't really want to do that at the moment. Because it's not a mechanic we've really run into just yet, but when your leader gets far enough away from a castle, there's like a limit to the range they can have direct control over things. So you need to start delegating. So you start giving away some of your castles to officers, and then a bunch of officers to them, and allow them to essentially operate like a separate nation, just like under your command. A politician. Cool. Like we saw when we were playing from that perspective, but it ends up being an AI that controls that. And obviously there's some risk that they do what we did and separate into their own nation. Hey, a new officer, Motoyama. Oh, he's pretty good actually for a 16-year-old. 60s? That's solid. What was I going to say? Yeah, so with that risk in mind, that's why we're staying in Hakuchi, even if it's a suboptimal castle for housing all these soldiers. So I'm sure somebody watching this has probably thought, why don't you move to a more developed place so you can get those 12,000 soldiers out faster? I agree. It would be better to do that, but for the time being, I want to try and keep control over as many of these castles as possible, so I'm not relying on the AI to do the things that I need it to do. Okay. Keep working on Sogo. Shozui castles. Got some work to do. Oh, you've been working on that for a while. Okay, cool. That's level 4. Do a Valor. Not great. That's not bad. Okay, we need to check on our policies. Now we have a couple policy going. Retainer Assembly, which increases our troop count, right? Which is raises our martial arts and safety investments, but it hurts our water control and faith, which is fine. Is that the only thing we have going right now? Could institute a draft. Commerce goes down. Right now we have an income of 8,400. We have so much money though. If I were to institute that, we would get more troops. Just reading through some of these, trying to see which ones would be effective for us. Captured officers become easier to employ. Loyalty of officers to progressive tenants decrease. That's just not really that helpful. Population increase and recovers more quickly. Unrest occurs when popularity is low. It's not a bad idea to put a suggestion box in. Let's put that in. Population increases quickly. That could be helpful. Land survey, harvest goes up and increases militia, but loyalty decreases. I'm not a big fan of that. Merchandise gets less expensive. I don't really care that way. Progressive and neutral tenants become more loyal. Conservative decreases. Also not a fan of that. Could hurt our labor and increase our ability to resupply, but I don't actually... So it's this weird thing where I have a ton of food, so I don't really need to do this, and I also don't necessarily need the labor. I'd think about doing a supply transporter just to do that. Oh, wait. We actually still wanted some of those. Suggestion box. Let's do that.
Let's go and let everyone know.
Why not? I don't know what my popularity is, but I assume it's not too bad. I probably should have checked, but we're not going to worry about it too much. What could go wrong, right? I would assume that the people like us, we invest a ton of money into them at all times. So let's buy this tea set. Same thing. Are you like tea sets? You like that one a little bit more. I'll take that. Eventually, if I get a really good tea set, that guy will be happy. So we can muster a coalition against Mori if we wanted to. We're not going to as yet. If somebody asked us to join a coalition, we probably would. Just because we're in that spot historically at the moment where that's something to consider. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and sit that one out. Because if we did, let's actually check. If we were to form a coalition, right? Target these guys. We would be the leaders, right? We could invite Amago. And that's it, basically. Okay. Yeah, that's a note from me. We're not strong enough to attempt that. Hey, we finally did it. I was about to check on her again. There we go. What is it you wish for? Oh, well, he wants to be famous. Oh, trust me, dude. Stick with me. We'll do some crazy stuff. You'll get famous.
Let us begin the meeting. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
And we've already accomplished an immense amount. Enough that historically we would be remembered, but we want to do more than that. Hey, we can clear land finally. Heck yes. Okay. That's Iron Sands. What's this? That's a tribe. That's horses. We don't really need those. You have a lot of water control and safety. Let's do that then and see what I can put in there that needs water control and safety. What would you like? Yeah, more stuff. Nothing that I care about. Okay, cool. Negotiate. We're going to keep working on that. We don't really need to do a whole lot with the Mori. Okay. So Oko Castle's our target here. That's what we need to do. We're going to need to march on them as soon as this gets to full on its... it's hard to say, but the little sword plus icon with the... that's like our proficiency. It's how well trained our guys are. We need to finish getting that ready to go, and then we are shipping off, I think. We can expect pacification, but no defection as long as it has no change of heart. Or shall we continue conspiring? Yes, do that for now.
Let us begin the meeting. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Alright, so our officers are still improving like mad, so I'm real happy about that. We got a lot of stat growth going on. We're just going to upgrade Aki Castle at this point. That's what's going to have to happen. 200 days. That's a little ridiculous. 180. Oh my god. What is Aki doing right now there? I think she's investing. Yes, she is. So let's relieve her of that. Put the other guy there. And then we're going to go and upgrade. Whatever time it takes, we're going to put Aki on it. That's 140 is way better. That way she'll get it done a little faster. Okay, we're still not full up on proficiency here. I wonder what the cap is for this. Oh, they got a couple more soldiers. That's okay, though. Oh, new quests. I think I saw a blue one in there.
Here's last month's balance.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. Okay, we're good. Alright, Sangawa likes riding. Yoshimatsu likes dance. Still a lot of people that likes dance or liking dance around here. It's interesting. Collude. Where are you at, my dude? You're only at 90. We're gonna hold off on that. Can I make any changes to our inner circle? I can. Cool. Newcomers. Let's keep putting that in there. Just want to make sure that everybody's happy and content. Plus, putting them in your inner circle gives them stats buffs. So, never a bad idea to make sure that it's full. So you're extending as much power to as many people as you can. Do I even really want gunner towers here? I kind of want a dual annex. Can I take care of that? Cool. Oh, I can do more upgrades. Let's do that then. Stone walls, square gate, Tenshu's getting work done. We'll put towers in. Why not? Why the heck not? We got the space. We might as well use it. Yes, continue to do that. How are the Imago doing as it stands now? Not a whole lot of... Oh. Goto is sick. That's not good. I suppose I haven't checked. So, a lot of my officers are probably pretty old by now, aren't they? Character? Growth? Traits? Affiliations? Serve? Age? Oh. Goto. Yeah, so his stats are super low right now because he is sick. He's 51 years old, which is pretty old, actually, given the time period. Interesting. You also notice that if you open this up, you can actually look and see how it describes their loyalty to you. And you can also see a breakdown of why they would be loyal. So you get a lot of that. But it's always interesting just to see who believes in you and why. Like, if we were to open up Akane here, traits, loyalty. We actually don't get along super well all the time because I believe she's conservative. Yeah, she's conservative, and our character is neutral, I think. So they don't see eye to eye on that front, so you get a -2. She thinks that she deserves more, because obviously she's doing a lot of work for us. So we will see about that, but we're probably going to give her a bunch of land once we get the opportunity. But she thinks that we're super honorable. We gave her a title, and she has treasure from us. So if you were ever wondering in here what the actual breakdown is, how people feel about you and everything, we can actually open that up and check just to get a breakdown there. All right, so we have traffic and safety, which I think, or no, we have water control and safety, don't we? Thought that's what we had. Yeah, it's water control and safety. I don't think anything really benefits from that. Traffic and entertainment, faith, farm. Just trying to think of what would justifiably go in there. Commerce and conscripts might not be a bad idea. Faith, safety. It would go in and immediately be at that level. At the end of the day, I still want this to be like a huge soldier area. Like, I want it to be a military-focused environment in Takenomiya. Because Sogo as well has some of that, but they like have a bunch of other opportunities with like merchant quarters and stuff, noble mansions. And Amagiri over here as well, a bunch of merchants and all that, traders, reservoir with a hot spring and everything. Whereas Takenomiya is 2 warriors' quarters, a forge, and a westerns quarter, which is also going to give more conscripts. And I want that to really be what defines this city, is that purely about soldiers. That's really our goal here. So that's level 5. That's finally there. We'll actually keep Midori on it. I want Midori to upgrade that all the way to level 6, and then that way she'll get some stat growth from spending all of her time doing that, and from there maybe we can then start sending her into combat and stuff to raise those stats. But definitely something to keep in mind. Our character doesn't actually have a son yet, I don't think, so that's something to keep in mind. Means we don't have an heir as it stands now. Because while our character's age may not kill him, because we have him set to essentially live forever, at some point we may... Oh. I was going to say, at some point we may retire or just die in combat. Speaking of combat, we got a fight on our hands. 18,000 men. Let's pause real quick here. Oh. Thank you, Onishi. Yoriharu Onishi, about your comments about our use of tea. Alright, so these guys are headed for Koso Castle, which is going to struggle to hold them off, but that's okay. We have a pretty big force that we can send down from the mountain. And I want to send Shozui to Aki Castle down the southern end here. Luckily, we don't need to worry at all on this front because we're married here, so this is an amazing decision we made to keep the Suzuki off of us. I think Sogo can step through Hakuchi, resupply there. We'll have Amagiri do the same. And I think we should have enough forces really to match them here. We'll deploy from Koso. Not there. Stay there. And then we'll deploy from Aki and match them. Okay. This round's about to end here, but I'm pretty sure we can handle them. This is the first time we got to hear Aya speak. This is our wife, Aya Suzuki. Alright, upgrade. turrets. Labakane, take care of that. Luckily, being at war, for whatever reason, has no impact on your ability to do, like, political stuff on the side. It's just a weird situation, I guess. That's the case. Collude. Are we done with this guy yet? 100. But he won't defect because his loyalty's at 6. Okay. We'll hold off on that in case he gets unhappy again in the future. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to get into battle here. Slow down time a little bit.
I'll show you how we do battle.
I'm pretty sure we win this, because we're about to encircle them pretty much immediately.
Leave it to me. Right.
You march on that castle, actually, while you have the opportunity. Do the same, because this is going to bottleneck us. These 12,000 men are going to take up this whole road, so it doesn't make sense to send 2 units through. So we're going to have these guys match here and hold them, because this is quite a few men, actually. 15,000 should be enough to hold this line here. When he comes down, he's going to crash against these 4,000. He should win that, and then we can make our way over. And we're going to go ahead and surround Motoyama Castle with our other 15,000 men while we have the opportunity to. He's bringing his forces over, though, so there's that. I'll pause something real quick here. Yeah, let's just get behind him for now and take him out. These guys got worked. How did they lose so much? Ooh, bountiful harvest. It hit like everybody, and that's awesome. Golden touch. Good job, man.
Let us begin the meeting. Here's my report. So, here's last month's balance.
Thank
Here's
you,
my
Aya.
report.
Thank you. All right, cool. Some camps we need to upgrade again. It wants me to fix this, but with the battle going on, it's not really worth it.
What would you like?
Don't really have anything to buy there. Can we entice? I wonder if any of these officers are unhappy. Not really. He's unhappy again. Can I send somebody? 12? 9 months? Back. Yeah, get on that, man. I guess we repelled a lot of their forces here. Hey, you take care of that guy. Yeah, so they're real concerned about us attacking them, is the concern right now, which is perfect for me, because we are going to attack them right here. This force is just distraction. And then this guy
Leave it to me.
finally gets the opportunity to step into the fight. Form a 2-year alliance. I might have continued diplomacy. No, that's
No
fine.
one can defeat us.
Alright, so we took down one of their units. That's perfect for us. He had to pull back. I should have sent him back. That's my own fault. How are we doing up here? Pretty well, actually.
Your orders, please.
I guess we have a height advantage over there. So 10,000 versus 5,000 and 10,000 versus 2,000. Okay.
So, here's last month's balance. Here's my
This is what I was talking about when I said whoever starts this fight, we're going to have to finish it. So since the battle has begun, we're just fighting them. We're taking everything we can. Aya, take care of that. Zui Castle's coming along nicely. Where's Aya? There's Midori. Have Midori keep taking care of that stuff. There we go. Alright, this place needs a ton of faith, which is a little tough because I don't have great officers over there right now, but I kind of wanted a slow burn coming out of that castle. It's a long-term investment in Takenomiya that we'll see pay off eventually. For now, we are getting some progress done on this war front, finally. Alright, we need to capitalize here and take care of this, so you go home. We're going to have 10,000 men crash here. Take a detour if we cannot. Let's stay where it is. No, why would I take a detour? I don't care. Who is he worried about? Kono? Those guys? What do you mean that we have to concern ourselves with them? They have 900 men. Oh, he's actually defending this place. Oh yeah, fuck it, kill them. If they're gonna fight us, then that's their problem. It's their own mistake. Alright, now we're gonna surround Oko Castle. Which he's gonna try and break, I would imagine. Or perhaps not. We have a ton of... We should have plenty of food. Only about 30 days there, but that's not a big deal. These guys are going to struggle to take this castle, I think, but... We're winning. It'll fall in a matter of time. Cool. I think we've got this well in hand. We're going to take Oko, then we're going to take Motoyama. Potentially 2,000 men. We should have enough to surround it. I don't know if we'll take it in 30 days, though, is the problem. Which is about the time that we'll have left on provisions. Regardless, if we get Oko Castle, this is over. There's no way he holds the rest of this. Pretty much his entire country will have to move upwards, and they'll have to secure these three as their main area, because this is going to be, unmanageable at that point for him.
What would you like?
Let's take those tomes, 10,000. They should be worth a fair bit. Anybody like them? Nobody of note. That's okay then. Somebody might like them later. We can actually invest in this camp now while we have the opportunity. Kane can take care of that. And I think once that's done, we may move to Oko Castle or to Koso. Probably more likely Koso Castle. And we might delegate some of this finally. Yeah, these guys aren't going to take this. We're going to probably take out his unit as much as we can, and then we're going to go ahead and retreat. Just head on back. I just want to break him so we can say that we did, and then head back. Yeah, so they're both running low on food. Will they even make it home? Hopefully. 10 days? 9 days? It's going to be tough. But that's okay. So he just ran out of food, which is problematic, but not a huge concern. We'll actually send him home now. That's going to be a problem. He just resupplied, so that's okay. Alright, upgrades. We can still keep doing that, so let's keep doing it. I guess that's just a stature upgrade, so we're not going to worry about that. Aki, I think, can fill out some more stuff. A dual annex? Why not? Sounds like a good time to me. I'm pretty sure Yorikane alone is enough to finish off this castle with his 8,000 men. So he ran out of food right as he arrived, so that's okay. He's already running out of food, but that's alright. Once he returns, he'll be set. Oko falls right here. We did it. Hype. Alright. That's amazing. I honestly can't... Oh. She's just concerned about these guys. That's fine. I honestly cannot express how surprised I am that I was able to pull all this off. Name equal to the daimyo of Nanbu clan Harimasa Nanbu. Surely outdone yourself expanding to we retainers could not be happier to serve you. Retainer loyalty increased even further. Hatakeyama. Okay. And Sagara clan's leader died. Okay.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
So they're saying we are equal to the Nanbu, which is used to be this guy. He's sort of gone now because the Date clan have eaten this whole region. But Nanbu used to, and historically I believe, controlled a lot of this region. But that is no longer the case. The Hojo have expanded like mad too. I was not expecting that. Nagao has taken up a lot of territory. The Takeda are basically gone. Matsudaira is taking out a lot, so that's Ieyasu. Should be somewhere around here, I would assume. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. There's Ieyasu. Motoyasu Matsudaira at the moment. I don't know if he will change his name, but he eventually becomes Ieyasu Tokugawa. Oda's kind of struggling here because they have this gigantic army to the north of them that I guess has given them some real trouble trying to take this. Although they looks like they're going to take Kananji, so that's cool for them. But luckily for us, the Suzuki are our buffer there, so that's cool to know though that we are on par with historically. They believe we were on par with the Nanbu clan, so it's always nice to kind of have a comparison to real life to be like, hey, if you were real, this is how strong we think you would have been. So, with that said, let's move the family on to... yeah, that's alright. She's done investing. On to Oko Castle. Hakuchi is going to need an officer, probably to help out. That's alright. Kind of just moving things around at the moment. And then once he moves, I think we're gonna see a lack of control over these areas at the end of by the end of the turn. At which point we're gonna need to go ahead and delegate it away. Which I think, as much as it's gonna be difficult for me to part with her, I think we're gonna give it to Akane after all she's done for us. Let's go ahead and upgrade that speed. Discontent enough to not fight with us. Shall we continue to conspire? Yes. Ashikaga. Oh. Somebody's dead. Okay.
Your orders, please. Here's last month's balance.
Alright. Let's start appointing command. Akane. I want you to take control over Sogo Castle. And I want you to take some guys with you here. Who's in Sogo Castle right now? Him. Nobody really. Okay. Take those two with you. That's fine. Sogo Castle will be hers. And we're going to give her that whole area here. Yeah. Okay. So now that she's got that under her control, then we're set there. We're going to establish actually a province here. Oh, she doesn't have a target. That's fine. Okay, so she has her province and everything's under her control, so that's fine there. We're going to go ahead and give her some orders. not what I was looking for. There's a menu I need here. Form. Can I not give her orders? I guess not. Akane. That's fine. She's keeping what she has. We're going to have her focus on trying to take that castle. Okay. And as far as honor goes, we're going to give Aki. No, we'll hold off on that for now. Where's this guy? The guy who just took that castle with us. There he is. Onishi, I want you to take over Shozui Castle. And whoever's there with you will be under your command. Okay. We're good. Loyalty's alright. Let's employ Ronin. Why not? He's here. Hey man, join us. We got stuff to do. So now you'll see I don't actually have access to these places because now they're under control of somebody else. So that sort of helps us out a little bit. I believe I still have control over the areas where people are just like a leader, like a lord. Like I can still do certain things there, but for the most part, they're going to be doing their own thing and controlling their own stuff. So I'm going to allow them to take care of that while we focus on the war front. So that should alleviate some of my workload here and make the turns go a little faster. It's really what you're going to end up seeing for the most part. Our big thing right now is we want to go ahead and invest in getting these places back up to speed and upgraded to where we need them to be. So, for example, we need to have a stronger castle here. But it's cool. We have a ton of resources still, so that's good for us. Let's actually give Aizawa to somebody. Technically, you should give it to the highest honor person, but I don't really have a reason to do that. I kind of need a lot of those officers, candidly. So we're going to give Aizawa to this guy. And who else is at Aizawa Castle? Literally no one. So that's it. He's just going to be alone. That's fine by me. Alright. At some point, I might give a lot of this to Aki, I think, is where this is going to go in the future. For the time being, though, it's not a huge concern. Let's give that guy that, so he'll leave us alone. We have a bunch of road work to get done now. 160 days is a lot longer than I should have hit OK on, but it's done now, so we're going to go ahead and let him handle it. I really need these 3 castles to be mostly under our control. Oh, he wants to be famous. Cool. Hakuchi as well, just because there's a ton of soldiers up here that we want to make use of. My domain's moved to Arado. Well, I can't let people move who moved with me down. I will let them move. Oh, yeah, so our domain moved with us.
Your orders? Reporting in.
Perfect time to expand. Could I be allowed to take Osafune? Can I request? Joins the Akane. Check map. Okay. So he wants to attack Osafune, which is where? Where does he want to attack? Osafune Castle. Where is that? I'm super confused. Where does he want to attack exactly? Can the game tell me where this is, please? Oh, there. Okay, I see it. No. That's gonna be a note from me. And Sarahisa Mayura, who is which of my officers exactly? Can I not? I'm not allowed to look at which officer that is. You know what? Sure, you can have him.
Reporting in.
And that's it.
Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
We're not going to let him attack. That's not something I want to deal with at the moment. Okay. I'm just trying to work my way through all this so we can figure out what needs to be done. She doesn't have anybody at these castles? That seems weird. I guess she only has 4 officers, and I gave her a bunch of stuff. That's weird. Where did all my officers end up then? Oh, okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, what's going on here? That's weird that she doesn't have more officers. Can I... Oh, I can send them to her, can't I? Directly serve, relocate. Cool. So he only needs the one. He's got 3 officers and 1 castle. That's fine. She needs more, though. So the big thing here is I want to have a couple officers. I want to send her some officers that are fine, but not, like, amazing. Mostly because I need the guys who are, like, capable on the front line for the most part. So we're going to grab a couple people who aren't doing anything at the moment. And send them her way. Pretty much anybody who isn't already busy is going to go work for her. Who should be? Well, that sucks. You're fine, man. Alright. Are you unhappy? No? Okay. Well, deal with it. It's fine. And that puts me 6, 1, and 2. And 2. Yeah, that's not a unreasonable number of people. I still have Aki with me, so that works out. No? Okay. Midori, are you busy? You are. Okay. Well, let's focus our efforts then on Oko Castle, since I kind of have everybody tied up working there at the moment. The game kind of wants me to give away castles to a bunch of people. I really don't want to do that. As it stands now, I could give somebody Hakuchi, I guess, or Kuwano, but for now people are just going to serve directly under me.
Your orders. Reporting in.
Expand your territory. No, go away. To ask, put a request. Yeah, you can have some gold. That's fine. I have way too much as it is.
Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. He likes horses. Fair enough. Fair enough. And he likes dance. Cool. All right. So this is going to be a very populated castle by the time it's full up. I did not realize just how many soldiers are going to go into Oko Castle. Hakuchi is still very well developed, so that's good for us. Takanomiya, Amagiri, Sogo Castle. I don't know quite what she's taking care of. I told her that she wants to target this, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know what she's going to do to these places. I don't think the AI really demolishes anything. As far as I can tell, they usually leave the city, or at least so far she's left the city completely alone. Who was it they wanted us to appoint? Was it Akashi? No. That's weird. Alright. It occurred to me at the time. I was like, maybe we could give him the castle. But since he's not in that menu, I'm not about to put in the work to pull him back from Akane to put him on that. Let's get the stone wall going. Alright. So I'm thinking Oko might not, like, the castle should be much larger here, but the territory it actually has control over is odd, because Koso, I think, is actually bigger, as far as, like, land. Goto's sick again. That's not good to hear. Oh, he's dead. Oh. Yeah, I guess that was what we were talking about. We were saying he's a little bit older, and him getting sick wasn't that surprising. Well, here we are. Shimotsui Castle. We'll give you some money. That's fine. Shimotsui Castle is where exactly? Oh, he wants to take that from Aizawa. What the heck? No.
Reporting in. Here is last
I would really prefer if these guys stopped asking as far as being able to attack people. You know, Onishi, I like you. Let's give you that. Okay. Roadwork can get done. Need that upgraded. That's like directly outside of his castle. That's weird to me. So the big issue right now is that Oko is like a mile away from Asakura and Motoyama. Now, granted, Motoyama has to go all the way around. It can't like get here directly, but we're so close to these guys that we're like living in houses beside them. So we need to do something about this. Now, predominantly, we need to get these 3 castles up and running. Once they're full up on soldiers, I'm pretty sure we'll just crash down and take this. But it'll be interesting. Hakuchi's like our backup of there's going to be 10,000 men up on the top of that mountain who can just come right down and take care of business. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's get Akane under Hereditary. Upgrade all that. That done. Cool. I can actually change this. Here. Cool. Everybody's still happy. Not everybody's super happy with the way things are being handled, but they are happy in general. Ooh, politician traits. We're getting there.
Reporting in.
How much money does she need? Like, she's been asking for money every month. What is she spending it all on? Alright, I gotta do something real quick here. Give me just a moment. Sorry about that. Just keep getting my phone going off here. All right. So we still have some road work to do we? Up in these mountains. I'm not too worried about it for now until we take those castles. This has already been upgraded by the Suzuki, which is good for us, or by Shozui. I don't know. One of these guys might have upgraded those roads for us, which might have been where she's spending all that money. Can we do upgrades? We can. Put a large gate in. Why not? How much population do we have in Oko, actually? 43,000? It's actually a higher population than Koso, but they're very close. Like, there's 80,000 people living in this area here. Ugh. Cool. Onwards. Flood controller. Thank you, Midori. This is what I've been working on. Trying to get you all your civil stuff done so that Midori can be an effective officer in the future. Yes, continue to work on that.
Your orders reporting in.
I had to ask, could I request 1,000 gold? Oh. Yeah, sure, man.
Reporting in.
1,000's nothing.
Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
At least you're not Akane, although Akane has asked me for about 40,000 gold so far, and she stopped asking, which is about the amount of money I would expect her to need to operate, so I guess it's alright. This is what I was talking about when I said, hey, once we start delegating, we're going to need to start spending a lot of this money and food. Because they could start asking for food as well, and obviously we have a huge surplus of the stuff, but it's something to keep in mind that even if you have a lot, once you really start expanding, these numbers start getting really high and things start getting really expensive. Like, we just have 100,000 gold and now we're back down to 74. Okay. Blood controller, good job.
Your orders reporting in.
1,000, that's fine. Have it.
Reporting in.
No, we're
Here's
not
last month's
attacking.
balance. Reporting in.
Ooh, he has 10,000 men. Alright. Could he take? Because he wants to take Osafune. That's... Like, it's not a very well-built castle, granted, but there's 10,000 men in it. And just getting there is going to be its own nightmare. I don't really understand why he would think that that would make sense. I just keep wanting to check to see what she does with these places, because she doesn't seem to be making much changes. I don't know if she's investing or anything, granted, but...
Let's march.
We
Oh.
march.
24,000 men are marching on Oko Castle. Okay. Well, that's, Okay, well, hopefully our
Let's head out.
AI come to our aid here. For the time being, we're going to need to play this defensively, because I don't think I have a way to
How we do battle.
take them here.
Let's head out.
Slow things down a little bit. I don't... Like, I have enough men to stop this. I don't really understand the thought process behind this attack. Match them. I guess they're just trying to keep us from growing, maybe? Oh, that hit us. That's not good. Got the blitz straight.
Your orders
Okay.
reporting in.
8,000 against 2, 20,000 against 7. She needs another 10,000 gold. Okay.
Here's
No.
last month's
That's
balance.
fine.
Reporting in.
Stone walls, large gate, 3-story tenshu. Let's put an extended tenshu in. And the only thing that can happen here is the castle needs to get bigger. Could construct a new one. I'm not too worried about that for the time being. Let's get back to the fight. So he's gonna win here, and I think I might just march on Motoyama at that point, because this conveyor belt strategy he has is not gonna take Oko. Like, it just won't happen.
This battle is ours. If we work together, we can win this.
And these guys are never gonna run out of supplies because they're playing a defensive fight, so I guess over here we're gonna run into problems.
Battle is ours.
Even then, I don't know if he struggles through this fight. I think he's doing more damage than he's taking. Not quite. I think he still wins that, though.
In the meeting. Reporting in. Reporting in.
They're smart enough to send forces over there to stop him, though, so that means that we won't really be able to march north. So I'm going to finish taking out this unit here. Once, Masano? Once this guy falls here, we're going to take care of that, because we can't take Motoyama with 2,000 men, obviously. I think this attack's pretty much already over, so we're going to go ahead and start sending people home so we can start recovering sooner rather than later. We'll finish this fight and send him home, and then we'll keep the 10,000 men camped outside of Oko, ready to handle whatever comes our way. I think that's going to be it. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this to level 7, mostly to get the notification out of my face. Yeah, I think that's how we're going to handle this. Because, I mean, he doesn't have enough men coming down this mountain to finish this. Yeah, so he's retreating, so let's go ahead and back up. Alright, that's cool enough. I guess let's go home. Yeah, I don't really understand that attack. Like, he didn't really accomplish much. Like, all he did, I think, was kill, like, 6,000 or 7,000 of his own men, essentially.
Your orders? Reporting in.
Yeah, here's some money.
Reporting in. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Alright, so she started moving her officers around, so there's that. Granted, most of these places are already pretty well developed, so there isn't much she can do as far as upgrades go, but I'm just kind of interested to see if she, like, deletes anything. It doesn't look like she will, so maybe she's just spending time on investments and stuff. It's hard to see what's happening. I can probably check provinces. Akane province, space. Popularity is pretty high. Upgrades. Situation. Sunny, frontline, nothing. Income. So she has some income going on. Resources, is there happening? Property, conscripts. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can check to see what she's doing currently. Orders. Yes, so she's investing and researching. Okay. I'm always concerned that the AI is just not doing anything, but now that I know that there's a menu I can go to check to be like, this is what she's actually doing, then that works perfectly for me.
What would you like?
Like, even if what she's doing is suboptimal, at the very least, it's not taking up my time to have to press all the buttons. So, like, it's worth being a little suboptimal just for the sake of making my workflow right now a little bit smoother. Weren't we enticing somebody? Thought. Collude. Did he move? I guess he moved up here. Yeah. Extract. Do you want to join us? I'd be down to have another officer. At this point, I'm not hurting for people, but we're expanding, so could always use more. Ugh. Oko Castle's going to have about 15,000 men in it, which is just insane to me. It's just such a super massive military force that can come out of here. Kuchi definitely lost a lot of men, which is unfortunate, but I don't actually have like a super... cool, he's joining us. I don't have a particularly skilled set of officers up there, which is kind of my own fault for having 10,000 men be led by not very good people, but... I can only really put people in so many places, so... And the only way to upgrade a lot of these stats is through experience, so... In a way, you sort of have to accept failure in this game for people to improve, and I think that's an oddly profound situation to be in. Where you sort of have to put people in situations where you know they're not going to succeed as well as maybe you could yourself. But you have to accept that so that they can learn and get better. So that in the future you don't need to do the things yourself. Can I entice? Is there anybody around here discontent? I would imagine there must be. Things are starting to go south for these guys, so 20 months, it's not really worth it. I was going to say, things are starting to go poorly for these guys, so it doesn't surprise me that they're starting to become discontent with their leader. He would have a hard time really keeping things going, just because they'll start to run out of resources. Okay, road work doesn't need to get done. I keep doubling back on this road work because it keeps coming up, and there's not actually, like, I don't want to upgrade the roads for what is still his city. Why is he still there? Want to be famous? Cool. Okay, cool. He finally retreated.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Oh, she needs another 10. Like, what does her income look like right now? She's got to be just bleeding money. There's the only way that she could possibly justify needing this much. It's provinces, Kane. Bases, I guess. Where's income? So she's making what? Couple thousand a turn. How is she spending so much? I mean, she has a bunch of investments going on, I guess, but even then, that can't be all of her money just going away. Like, this area was made a lot of money. Oh, there's another war going on up here. Does he have it under control still? He might not. That's not good. Akane is like the last time I can give you another 10,000 gold. Like, it's becoming problematic. Okay. I guess the castle just needs to get bigger, huh? Let's put the new guy on it. Why not? Just showed up. Let's put him to work. He actually showed up as pretty loyal, too, which is kind of surprising. Let's see here. It's taking root in your domain. Mounted. Oh, likes horses. That's good to know. Dance is a grand thing, particularly for one has to gather their resolve. Interesting. I tend to look for just keywords when they come up here, because obviously we get a ton of these notifications, but it is interesting the perspective they give, like the way that they talk about things. So dance is used as a way to center one's mind. So one's mind is an interesting concept, or a way to look at the use of dance, I suppose. Okay. So would it be worthwhile to put a city anywhere around here? Or even could we put a city anywhere? Doesn't really look like it. Most of this area has already been pretty maximized as far as development goes. We could put one around here. I think this is actually a space we can make use of, because Kuwano's not going to use this, neither should Zui. So if we were to put a castle over here, I think we actually benefit. Yeah, because we could put it here and have it go south that way. I can't put one there. Do we have our wife just make a gigantic castle over there? That's the question. Level 5, 134, level 4, 121. Of course it's 121. Yeah, let's send her to take care of that. And we'll build a new castle. Realistically, we want to just fill out all this space, just because with all these mountains, we actually are not in as good a spot as a lot of other places. Like, an example, Oda has like the perfect location right in the valley here, where they have all of this land they get to use, and all down here. And the Hojo as well, get all these plains and all this area they can develop. And the fact that they haven't is kind of unfortunate, but you know, they're starting to work on a lot of this. But they could put castles in all of these spots and really maximize everything. Same up north here, you have a bunch of these low-lying areas where you can make use of it, but here it's like 90% mountains, so we can't use any of it. Just truly unfortunate as far as our expansion goes.
Ask for anything you want.
That is 16,000 gold. We're gonna buy that, but I think that's the last thing we're gonna be able to spend a whole lot of money on, because right now we're just bleeding cash out of Akane's province. Speaking of which, we're gonna need to start telling her no as well. Where are those soldiers going? They're not attacking us, that much is obvious, but where do they go? Where's the battle? Is he just attacking somebody? They're still losing up here against the Mori, which we want to keep an eye on. I think they'll be able to handle this, just because the landing process is kind of a concern. Yeah, he's repelling them, okay. And then what's happening over here? Oh, he's marching on Omori Castle? Why would you even attempt this?
Your orders reporting in.
Even if your officers are better, right? We can give you 1,000. That's okay. No.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Even if your officers are better, which I assume his are, not by a ton either, you pretty much never want to get into a fight where you have less soldiers. Like, unless you are forced into that situation, you never want to opt into attacking somebody with less men than they have. Like, it's just a foolish attempt. That said, I think next month we're going to go ahead and march on Asakura and Motoyama and consolidate this area here. And probably end this entire clan, essentially, because the Mori are going to keep invading, and there's no way they're going to hold up that defense without any power coming from the south. I've just been holding out hope that he can hold off the Mori long enough, and Akane is supposed to be trying to take down this castle here, but she doesn't seem to want to send her men, which is kind of a problematic in my opinion, but... Okay. Because she has like 20,000 men she could crash on this castle with against half that, give or take. Obviously in a defensive fight they're going to have an advantage, but I think that she could probably have attacked while that Mori fight was happening and could have succeeded. It's fine if they're going to ask for 1,000 gold. Or did he just ask for 10 and I didn't notice? I'm pretty sure he asked for 10. And no, he asked for 1,000. That's okay. Yeah, see, 1,000 gold, not a big deal. I can part with that almost every turn if that's what I need to do to maintain some of these places. Like Aizawa, I can understand. Like, he probably doesn't have any money over here. Chozui has no excuse. Like, Onishi hasn't asked me for very much because this is such a well-built castle and such a well-built region that he doesn't need it. But Akane bleeding money is just weird to me. I don't understand how these three castles could not be staying afloat. So this castle just needs to get bigger. It's 180 days. That's some yikes. Okay. Now, I know we're doing a bunch of investments here. I could free up Akane to work on those upgrades if I wanted to. Send this guy to take care of that. And then we're going to go on that upgrade. Stature, level 7. Akane does it in 180 days. This is also not good. That's weird to me. Alright, well, I guess we'll keep investing here then for the time being. We're not seeing a lot of return on some of these investments, but we're trying to push these areas to their maximum efficiency while we have the opportunity to, so not a big concern. Okay. One more month. This should fill out. Yeah, and then we just start getting proficiency up, which is good. This place is going to fill out. Between Aki, Koso, and Oko, I think when we march, we'll be able to take just whatever we need to.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
1,000 gold, that's fine. No, please stop asking. If I could forbid them from attacking, I would. I don't know at what point they removed that, but you used to be able to just straight up tell them what they could and couldn't do. For whatever reason, in Ascension, you have kind of limited control over your retainers when you give them lands, which is kind of strange to me, but not a huge issue. Just means we're going to have to change how we handle certain things. Let's put a Sally port in, why not?
What would you like?
That's fine. We're starting to make money again, which is good. Akane hasn't, like, come and bled us for a bunch of cash. I thought this would be finished faster, but I guess I was wrong. Okay. These are all ready to go. Let's save compulsively like we always do, but again, I don't really intend to backtrack, so I don't... Sort of a habit, I guess. If we were to deploy an Asakura, that's what it would send. Won't be terribly difficult. Interesting. Let's return here. I don't really like this command menu where it does it for you, so let's Do that.
Let us show them how we do battle.
We're gonna send Aki as well.
Let's march. Let's march.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Yeah, that's all right.
Reporting in. Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Cool. All right, we're marching on along here. There are one or more castles in the defenders. Oh wait, did we finish it? We did. Ichi Nomiya. To go with Taki Nomiya. Okay. Well, let's do I have an officer I could really part with to send over there? Any of you guys? You're free. Aya. I guess she built the castle, so I guess we'll send our wife over there to take care of developing it. We'll worry about road work and everything later. For now, we have a battle to fight. Is he gonna send more soldiers from up north? Kinda. Let's participate in this battle, since we haven't really done this all that much.
Advance.
So let's actually take control here. March.
Understood.
We want to avoid these towers for as long as we can.
Right.
He's gonna meet here first, would expect. Because he's gonna be the first to meet resistance here.
Leave it to me.
March on and start shooting at that gate. You do the same here.
Let's go. Right.
Okay. So Mitsu is gonna defend that. These are some real strong turrets that we're gonna start taking damage from, so I'm not a big fan, but
Understood.
you need to walk into that, start doing damage. You melee that. You
Understood.
get in behind him and start taking that out. Tactics, you have enraged, lowers defense of enemies in front of you. That's not really that useful in a siege.
I can fight too.
Let's have Midori drop some caution on us. She can build stuff, but we're not going to do that for now. He hasn't done any damage to this for some reason. Bud, attack it.
Leave it to me.
We just kind of stood there and got shot by those by those turrets for a little while. I don't really understand. This guy came out of the gate like that's such a dumb decision. I don't understand.
Sometimes you lose.
Yeah, I guess you do. Let's just punch right through this gate then.
Right.
She's gonna have to retreat at some point. She, I think, is pretty much their whole force. There might be one more hiding in there somewhere. 'Cause there's 7,000 men apparently, and she only has 5. So there's another small unit floating around in here, but it's not gonna matter.
Heading out.
Please leave it to me.
Yeah, so she's retreating now that the gates have fallen. So both of them are there. Mitsu and Hide.
Acknowledged.
Just chase them down at this point. She's staying outside of the gate and fighting us. I don't understand that.
Leave it to me.
Use Enrage. Hitsu, Roar. Sometimes confuses enemies in melee. That's not really useful. Roar. Skilled Spearman. Let's go with that. She's about to get routed. I don't understand the thought process behind not hiding behind the gate. If you have structures, you should really use them as much as you can in a defensive fight. Just as expensive as it can be to upgrade, if you're this behind, it doesn't make sense to just take the fight.
Follow my lead.
Please leave it to me.
Yeah, and I'm not sure there'll even be soldiers left to defend this castle by the time we get to it.
Pull back.
You swing in behind. Or, wait, no, he hasn't taken the gate yet. I just realized it was still up, which is why she's probably going to retreat now, yeah. She has one more wall to hide behind, so she's got to use it.
Understood.
That gate's going to come down.
Destroy the gate.
Hey, you.
Leave it to me.
Shoot at her. From the flank. She's doing the same thing they like to do, which is you fight under the gate. You actually just shoot the gate while you can. She's going to be routed in a moment. Just arrows going all over the place at this point. Yeah. That's it for her. This gate's going to come down in a second. March on that castle.
Enemy gates are down. Follow my lead.
Understood.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Speed her on up. Get all our little guys in there. We have captured the castle. The battle is over. We even left one of the gates intact.
Is ours.
Enemy officer apprehended.
Okay, so we actually captured somebody, so that's cool. Part of me wants to carry this momentum and just take Motoyama while I have the chance. I think we're going to do that. We're just going to march. We're just going to
Acknowledged.
keep going. They're not going to stop us. Resupply on the way by. Boom, 120, 120, 120. Motoyama has 1,000 men in it, so it's a non-issue. That's fine.
Last month's balance. Reporting in.
Appoint. So who does it want me to appoint? It wants me to give something to Shigemune. He really does deserve it. Like, Shigemune has been around for a long time, and I haven't really mentioned him at all. Like, he's just been a solid contributor for a long, long time. Part of me wants to give him this new castle and Kuano. I think we might do that. These two aren't doing anything right now. And then that way Aya can come back to us. And then we'll do that. And then we will edit a province. Grab a Kane. Add that. Target that. Still. There we go. So now Hikuchi is her problem. And then this area we don't need to worry about because we're about to take a bunch of these castles. So I'm trying to focus my efforts going westward rather than worrying about our eastern front. Luckily, with the alliance with the Suzuki still going, we're in pretty good shape. I think these guys are a vassal of the Suzuki, which is why they're also green. Although he's got a fight on his hands. That is this right here. This is what a war looks like, man. That's a lot of men. I don't think he's winning either. There's a lot of 10,000s coming over this mountaintop here. We got to keep an eye on Suzuki as we go, because he's pretty important to our future. If he starts to run out of men, we're gonna struggle. We don't need to transfer anybody. That's fine. Oh wait, no, we do. Asakura Castle is the one that it's talking about. It just occurred to me that we just took this castle and there's no one in it. Let's send that guy over here. He's doing an upgrade, not him then. You, what are you doing? You're investing? That's cool. You can stop doing that. Just that way there's somebody in the castle. Upgrades are still getting done over here. Oh no, she's level 7, that's why. Don't really have anything else we need to upgrade, do we? We'll need to upgrade the Tenshu once that's done, but we'll worry about that later. Teach Schemer. We'll give it to Onishi, why not? I want him to be much stronger, because down the road I'm going to want him to actually lead a push onto the mainland, along with Akane. I want her to probably take this castle here down the road, or Osofune, one of the two. But I want her to consolidate here so we can start pushing onto the mainland later. For the time being, I really want our main focus to be here, though. So, again, years in the future, but we got plans. We got a lot on our mind. Okay, Motoyama is going to fall right here, probably within the month. Oh, he's sending people to try and break the siege. That's interesting. No, don't do that. You go this way.
We march. If we work together,
Wow, we crushed them. What are we looking at for damage? He's taking 700 and 800. Okay, so that guy's done. That guy's about to fall. We're not even looking at him anymore. 10,000 versus 1,000. Yeah, it's not a fight. Joins. I guess I gave him 2 territories and 1 officer, so let's... Sure, you can have that. No, I'm not letting you attack. There's nobody in some of our castles. That's fine. Where are we empty? Asakura, the guy we just sent there, is the guy he asked for. That's fine. Send a different dude to go fill out that castle. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of personnel, which is becoming problematic. Start pulling people over. Hey, man. 10 months from now, you want to join? But we're going to start slowing down again, I think, as far as expansion goes. I suspect we're going to run into some problems with maintaining this growth once we start sending off people. I could potentially pull some officers over if I need to, but for now, we're not going to worry about it. Thank you. Just because our officers are starting to reach the point now where they've done so much that they start to demand like their own land, their own power to make decisions. And I'm not against that idea. I think that at the end of the day, some of these guys have been fighting for us since like 20 years ago. Like we started at 16, right? So our character right now is 44. And some of these people we knew since we were 16, right? Like Aki, for example, has been with us for a very long time and apparently really likes us, like burns with loyalty. But yeah, but the same thing, -5. My Dominion does not match my efforts. she's done so much for us, and we won't even let her manage her own castle. Now, granted, there's a reason for that. It's more complicated. It's also because I actually really need her, which is like my biggest drawback to the whole system, is people aspire to do their own thing and be powerful and have their own control, but at the same time, as the leader, you need to recognize that sometimes you need those skilled people directly under your command so you can make use of them more effectively.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
At the same time, if I was maximizing our capabilities as much as possible, what I could probably do...
Here's last month's balance.
if I was fully maximizing our output, we could potentially be fighting wars on multiple fronts and taking care of a bunch of things all at once. I find that's definitely a late-game thing that works, but I think that you suffer a lot in the long run if you expand too fast. And that's what I was talking about as well when I said the timeline in this game is very long, right? We've been fighting for a lot of years at this point, and the rest of the world is certainly consolidated largely, but they'll still start to break apart and have their own infighting, and you'll have a lot of big nations fighting one another. But once we have this whole area, we're comparable to anybody at that point, as far as like actual power and ability to fight. Just waiting for Motoyama to fall here. And then it's just Kubokawa. That's the last place we got to worry about. And then we have some minor cleaning up to do with some smaller daimyo that realistically I could vassalize them if I really wanted to, but I think we're just going to take them and put them under our own control. I kind of prefer that. We are running out of food. That is becoming a problem, yes. Luckily, home is not very far away. Here's 1,000 gold. That's fine. No. I can't send more people to help these guys. Like, I can't... How many people does he have? 2 and 2? Yeah, he's got plenty of men. Problem is he wants to develop faster, I'd imagine. Check on provinces. How is she doing? She has like almost 40,000 men. Or 35,000 men. That's... She's doing a bunch of investments, more research. That's fine. How are we doing on loyalty? Everybody's still pretty happy. We're actually probably going to take Aya back, now that I think about it. Summon. From Hakuchi to Asakura, we're going to bring Aya. Can I not do that? Oh, it doesn't want me to do that? Okay. Edit province, Akane's province. Add. Is it because she doesn't actually own the faith? I think she has enough land, like, directly under her control. I just... trying to see why I can't pull her over here. Can I still can't, I can't interact with the castle. It's under her control. Give one of your retainers to another house. Summon another house's retainer and have them join you. Why can't I bring her over? That's so weird. I guess we'll figure it out later. For the time being, we'll leave it, I guess. Upgrades. T retreat, large wall, sally port. Rear sally port, maybe. Enclosure is fine. We're gonna worry about upgrading the turrets down the road. This has an upgraded Tenshu, all that. Could get more turrets. Needs a castle facility. What's going on here? So there's a farm, merchant quarter, and a warrior's quarter. Increase effectiveness with more cathedrals, more Miners and traders. I don't think any of that's ever going to go into Aki Castle, candidly. Is there something I could do to... More reservoirs, more ranches, more gunsmiths, more baths, more temples. So I think we need like a shipyard, perhaps, to go into Aki Castle. We're just going to upgrade the castle. Why not? 600. Never mind. I didn't even look at that earlier. Okay, that's a nope from me. I guess we'll keep investing, huh? Yeah, you do that, man. Have at it. Patty. Get on it, my dude. This castle's taking a lot longer to take than I thought it would, which is kind of annoying, but if I could take it for free without actually damaging the castle, that'd be nice, which we're about to do here. 11 days, 17 days. You gotta go home.
We're returning.
Captives. Hey, you want to join me? Do it. Awesome. Good job, Aki. I'm so proud of you. Go home. You also go home. So we have a bunch of prisoners, I think, now, which is interesting. He still wants officers. Sure. I think I'll be able to get some of these prisoners on our side if we have them. I would assume some of the officers in that castle ended up with us. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. For the time being, we got to send somebody over there. So let's see. Are any of you not doing anything? Midori, got your own castle now. Okay. Upgrades. Start getting these places under our control now. I'm going to start getting everything upgraded and ready to go. Get our road work done. We have a bunch of... We have a lot of work to get done now that we've finally consolidated all this southern area. Oh, it looks so nice. Oh, you won't join us. He's got such good stats, too. Since the guy in chat isn't here who usually tells me to kill people, I think I'm going to let him live. I think it makes more sense for us to go ahead and let him go. Yeah, continue. Okay.
Your orders?
Let us decide what to do. Hosefune joins. No, I cannot give more officers. Like, I legitimately don't have enough people as it is. They keep asking me for them, and I like cannot keep giving people away. Okay, we have a bunch of work to do over here. This is an unfortunate area. So the AI loves to do this, by the way. They love to build one warrior, one farm, and one merchant quarter, and just slap them in here. Especially because so many of these castles only have 3 spaces. He likes dance. That's cool. And that's going to be the difference between victory. He likes equestrian stuff. Okay, that's cool. What was I saying? Yeah, so because a lot of these places only actually have 3 spaces, it tries to just put in the 3 and make use of them as best you can. Ideally, obviously, you'd have larger cities, but especially around here, we don't have a ton of space, so I don't know how big Asakura is. 30,000, like 40,000 people here, 30 in Aki. But an example being like Aki Castle only actually has a merchant's quarter, a farmer's, and I think a warrior's quarter, because there's just no other space. Here's 1,000 gold, that's fine. Please stop asking if you can attack. Is there a Ronin? There is? Cool. Join me. Put you to work, my dude. Do you like me? Not really? Alright, this guy doesn't like me all that much either, so let's give him that thing. Nope, don't do that. Give him... What's going to get him just happy enough? Any of these. Alright, well, let's give him the sword. Okay. perfect, though. We're starting to... We have people, finally. Is he any good? 250? That's not that bad. Compared to a lot of the other people that I have working around here, that's actually not untenable. Leadership's not that bad. Well, let's put him to work. Start getting some upgrades done. That's probably our closest to getting upgraded. Harada on it. Alright, so all this is taken care of. Has he done literally anything over here? Not at all. Cool. That's not ideal. This castle has done basically nothing. If I establish that target, I'm gonna go ahead and establish a province with all of this under his control. And his target do I do it? No, we're not gonna give him a target. There are no houses control of the province. Only houses that are not part of a province can control a province. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so technically these are owned by their own people, but now he owns this whole area. That should tell the AI what to do, I think. Because what does he have people doing right now? Just investments? Yeah, okay. I'm interested to see if he starts building stuff. And if he does, what? I would assume he'll do the AI thing and just build a merchant and a warriors and a farm. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. As long as the city starts producing stuff, I don't really care that much. As long as it's doing more than nothing, that would be really ideal. He's got 3 people there and 2 people here, which means he's investing a bunch in Kuwano right now instead of upgrading. Oh, we're out another officer. You did good, Kizawa. You did good.
Your orders?
So one of the byproducts as well at this point in the game is that I just had one of my guys die. I can't...
Reporting in.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so because of the way the game plays and like where the officers are, we're gonna start seeing a lot of deaths because there are a lot of officers who are starting to push 60s. Like, open up our officers here. Like, apparently there's like 95-year-old officers running around here, but go to the officers in our own clan. Like, he's 93 years old, apparently. And then 60 is the next oldest. I don't know how he hit 93 without dying. I would assume is he a real person? I guess. I don't understand how he lives this long, but that's okay. These guys, though, I would expect to start to see a decline in their health. Which is all pretty normal. Statesman... Let's give it to Motoyama. So I would expect to start to see a decline in their health as they age. And because the way the story starts in the 1540s, so you end up with a lot of people who are just now reaching like elderly. So the younger officers are certainly taking over and becoming much stronger, but they're limited in population. A lot of most of the officers who start the game in power are reaching that age where they're going to start disappearing. And that is a problem for me. Okay. So yeah, let's check. Are they doing anything other than... investment? Road work? Okay, okay. I can get behind that. Research. He's got a bunch of guys doing nothing. I don't know how much labor they have as well. That's kind of the other question here. Yes, continue to conspire.
Begin the meeting. Reporting in.
Here's 1,000 gold. That's
Reporting
fine.
in. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
My biggest question is going to be to see if the AI will actually build something in these places. Now that I've given them territory. If they do, then so much the better. Then we're fine. If they don't, then what I'm going to need to do is start taking control back from them, develop the cities, then give them to them, which is not really ideal for me personally. I would prefer that that not be the case, but I don't honestly know how the AI handles things at this point. So we're just going to keep an eye on it as we go. What's this? Flood control? Let's give it to... Where's Midori? Is she in here? Oh, no, she already has flood control. Let's give it to our wife, then. Suzuki can take care of that. Aya. Got anything here? Ooh. Ancient tomes? Why not? Diplomacy. Don't really have any reason to perform much that way. We have a little bit more road work we could do. Continue. 80 days. That's not ideal, but that's okay. Yeah, so we're starting to run into some problems as far as manpower when it comes to having enough personnel to actually get things done. No, I need an extraction, so that's its own problem here. So we're kind of running around trying to find officers that we can entice to join us, which is apparently not very many. I guess we don't have any people to send to do enticements because we're trying to upgrade a lot of stuff right now, but Coastal Castle's basically got no one in it because it's done. Aki Castle, I can start pulling some of these people off, but they're not incredibly skilled. Genius. Wow, that's nuts. Okay. No, I'm not sending you new officers. Get your own, dude. Ooh. 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 Let's get a tea set. And some imported food. Whenever the Western merchants show up, they always have like really expensive, high quality stuff. Obviously, because they're, you know, foreigners and they're bringing stuff that we've never seen before. So it ends up being quite expensive and very valuable. But never a bad idea to keep an eye out for them. We still don't have that castle upgraded. It's taken forever to do. Let's... Where is he? Osafune. Hey, man. Can you please come join us? And then... we need to send you back out on more enticements. Can you bring over this guy? 13, please. Yeah, do it. Point. You. Cool. Take care of that. Like, at the end of the day, I need... Oh, my goodness. Hisahide Matsunaga? Please. This is an actual, like, historical figure that I need on my side. Like, Matsunaga's a famous officer, and that's why his stats are so high. You see there, he was literally over 100 on one of his stats. Hey, we got another officer. If we can start pulling more guys in, that would be awesome for us. Oh, the leader of the Chosokabe is dead. I think that was our original boss. He's been replaced by Moto Chika.
Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
All right. Where is he? Moto Chika. There he is. Well, that means I think that's Akane's father who just died, isn't it? Where's Akane on here? Officers. Akane. Character. Kunichika. Yeah, her father just passed away. It's a sad thing. Granted, we've been at war with her father for some time now, but it's still unfortunate. It's still something we should recognize. I try to keep track of everybody as best I can to remember who's who and who kind of came from where and whatnot. So, yeah, this place is almost fully upgraded, which would be a damn good thing for us. let's get him on that just to finish that off.
What would you like?
Anything? No, 2,000. Not worth it. Everybody happy? We're good. All right. Yeah, shouldn't be too much combat for a little bit now, just because I'm not too worried about him getting stronger. I'm really going to need to start taking some of this, though, since the Mori just keep throwing themselves at him.
Let us begin the
Fix
meeting.
my chair here.
Reporting in.
Here's some money, that's fine.
Reporting in.
No, I still can't give you any officers. Yeah, so he's done investing in entertainment. I really only needed him to do it for the one turn. Game's still making a recommendation that I build a new castle, but we're not gonna do that. That's getting done. This just needs traffic. Let's work on that. This needs martial arts. Okay. If we make reasonably good time, we can get Oko to like a maxed out area relatively soon,
Let's head out.
and then start turning our focus elsewhere.
Let us begin the meeting. Reporting in.
He's gonna keep asking. It's gonna keep not happening.
Reporting in.
Nagayoshi Miyoshi. Got a lot of supplies, money. They're saying Miyoshi. He's actually, that's 9 leadership. That's awful. There's a lot of really unhappy. There are 22 officers in here. Is that what I just read? What is? I forgot the Imago used to be like this massive clan, and now they're just like sequestered in this little area and haven't been able to push it back off. I kind of want to try and help them. I wish the Mori would like get kind of smaller. The Shimazu and the Ochi are basically deadlocked. They're going to be stuck like this for quite some time. Although it looks like the Otomo are finally getting cleaned up. Who's doing that? The Ochi? Yeah, they're finally trying to clean them out of there. What's going on over here? Okay. Got some battling happening. Where's he headed? Oh, he's trying to take Omori.
Onward to the battlefield.
Yes, keep going. She still has not attacked at all. That's strange to me.
Your orders. Reporting in.
You know what? Fine. If I give you one more officer, will you get something done?
Reporting in.
That would be where I'm at right now. Since he's just won't shut up about needing a new officer. We'll give him one more. See if he gets something done in that time. And if he starts doing stuff, then
Ask for anything you want.
we'll be in good shape. We've ordered a lot of tea sets. Let's grab a painting while we get the opportunity to. We used to have a huge surplus of money, but
Ask
now
for
we really
anything you
don't.
want.
Sell a lot of these supplies because I just have so much food that's might as well offload it. Get some more money going. So that place is done. That's done. These are all upgraded as far as soldiers go or filled out.
Let us begin the meeting. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay. Is that a level 6? Let's check here. We were investing in Oko Castle, so that's a level 6 patty. Cool. We're going to have a level 5, so that's level 6. Alright. Yeah, Oko is coming along nicely. Everyone's good on rewards. We can still negotiate. The Imago are still kind of our allies. The Mori still like us, but we're not... At the end of the day, we're probably going to be fighting them, so it's not too big of an investment. I don't have much to do back home anymore, I don't think. I'm pretty sure this place is as filled out as it can be.
What would you like?
Yeah. Level 5, level 5, level 5, level 6 temple quarter. Yeah, this place is pretty much just filled out as it's going to be. So that's not a big deal. We don't check on our homeland too often, just because our little home faith is not that important to us. But it's always good to just kind of remember that it's there. Once it's fully filled out, though, unless you really need to change how your income is going, you don't have a whole lot of reason to spend stuff there. Let's get our inner circle updated here. Cool. All right. Coming along nicely. Saionji. Oh, they finally fell over here. Yeah, they did. That's not good. I did not expect the Chosokabe to just struggle this hard. Because he finally... She needs more money. Oh my god. That's fine. I can pay for that right now. Our house won itself renown. If you consider rearranging castles, I would love to receive Hakuchi Castle. I don't really want Hakuchi. If I gave it to him, it's not a big deal.
Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
I want her to have it because I want Akane to attack. That's the big thing here. Akane, that's fine. Keep the bases you have. Target this. So she's got that. Until I see him start building stuff, I don't think that I'm super inclined to give him anything. Province. Officers, orders. It's still just investing, and the rest of it's just people sitting around. Like, it's not... Yeah, it's interesting to know, but it's pretty concerning that I'm going to probably have to take this back from him at some point. I could give him Hakuchi and then have him also try and take this, and then take this castle back from him and work on Ichinomiya myself. I think that might be what we end up doing. Because it's clear he's not doing that. Okay.
What would you like?
Okay. Yeah, I think we might actually go so far as to do that. Let's... We'll give him this. And then we're going to go to provinces. We're going to form one. We're going to take this one. We're going to take that away from her. Keep your target. That's fine. We're going to grab Ichinomiya. Send Aya there. Confirm. And then we're going to go to form a province. You're going to be the head of that. And we're going to give you Hakuchi. And your target will also be over here. Okay. See if that helps, and then that way we can develop Ichinomiya ourselves. So it's looking like anytime we build a new castle or take a new castle, we're going to need to take control of it ourselves, get it up and running, then give it to somebody. This was kind of my concern for the AI that I mentioned in the very first episode of this, that I was pretty sure the AI doesn't do things properly when they're when they are delegated things. Essentially, they don't trade quite the right way. They don't develop things quite the right way. I heard it mentioned, essentially, when I was looking up part of this game, that there were some issues with the AI, so I can see where some of that is. Not too concerned about it for this particular playthrough, but it is good to know. Yes, keep going. So Ichinomiya is going to be under our control, which is fine. We'll take care of that ourselves. Here's some money. That's fine. He wants Ichinomiya. That sucks. You did nothing with it when I gave it to you. There are one or more castles that have no one in them. How? Takushi's not my... Alright, I guess it's still my castle. I just gave it to him for military purposes. Let's change the faiths around. He has 6 officers. Let's give him Hakuchi. Yes, yes you are. Please fuck off. I'm becoming more and more annoyed with him as we go, but it's not really his fault. Okay, let's get that going. We're going to start working on upgrading that place. Midori is going to need to handle this. Really, I need Oko to be done. And once Oko Castle is like 100% finished, I can start moving some of these officers around that are in Oko. The 2 guys that aren't our main guy. That aren't Vaughn. And then we can start taking care of other stuff. Aki Castle, I think, is reaching the point where I'm going to need to start offloading some of the officers elsewhere to start getting things done. Because right now I think there's just a bunch of investments happening here. I'd like to hit level 6 with everything there, just so that I can, so I don't have to come back to it later. Ultimately, I could leave all these as level 5s and be fine as far as resources and everything. It's probably not as efficient, actually, to go all the way to 6, but that's kind of where I'm at, is just wanting to make sure that I don't need to come back to this stuff. Here's 1,000 gold, that's fine. No, I'm not giving you the castle. Please stop asking. Okay. Let's go grab that guy we were colluding with. Is it here? Yeah, cool. He's dying. He appears to be ill, but we're going to extract him anyway. Just in case. Now we're still working on somebody, I believe. At least I thought we were, but I guess I was wrong. Nagayoshi Miyoshi. Alright, we'll do that. I thought Matsunaga was being worked on, but I guess he must have left or joined somebody else. Yeah, he did. And he's not very happy here either. Can I please get some really good officers? I would love that. Okay. Messenger. Oh, he joined us. Hi. Although I think he's sick, so I don't know if he'll just die randomly. Norishige Fukodome? Oh my goodness, he has some really good valor. Contributed. He later died fighting the Battle of Hetsugigawa. Alright, well, welcome to the team. No, I'm not giving you each... You didn't do anything with the castle. I need the place to get built up, and you didn't do any of that. Okay. Wait, is that because there's no one here? There's no population. That must be why. Wait, did he build something actually? Wait. Am I wrong? There is a farm here for Ichinomiya Castle. Oh, I guess the population growth just isn't there. That's interesting. I thought he was neglecting it, but it looks like maybe there just wasn't anything he could do with the place. Oh, well, that changes things, actually. Let's give it to him, then, so he'll stop complaining. And then that adds it to his faith, so that's fine. He's going to start demanding officers again, I would imagine, because now he has a bunch more castles, but I don't really care. Okay, so well that answers that. So it seems clear that what's happening is instead that the population just wasn't increasing as fast as I thought it would, and therefore he couldn't make use of that area. Resources, military port. Isn't there a military port there? Is that what this is? trying to figure out why we can't put a port in there. Tell me why. Okay, well. You put a Buddhist temple in potentially, but not gonna go that route. Okay. Coalition government is still an option against Mori, presumably. Yeah. If we were to lead it, who would we be able to invite? We'd be able to bring the Amago with us. Yeah, we'd need a lot more. We would need to do a lot more diplomacy if we wanted to get that done. Granted, we could. If we managed to convince Chosokabe and Amago, then we could probably really stick it to them. Like, we could probably take the fight at that point against the Mori. I still... It's a legitimate question, because if we go ahead and do that, right, and we start the battle with the Mori, we'll be at war for several years, probably. But at which point we would be able to take a large portion of that land, probably. Now, much of it goes to each of the three parties would be its own problem. I can't believe this Amago castle is still under their control. It remains to be seen how much of the land would go to us. But we would certainly gain a lot. My problem, ultimately, is that we would end up resulting in a stronger Chosokabe clan, and I want all of this. So if we came out of that war, even if we were in an improved position, they would be too. So taking this would become problematic later. So for now, I think it's probably still worthwhile to keep going. Okay. So Suzuki's still doing work over here. They are definitely getting pushed by the Oda, though. Igo Ueno, I believe, used to be one of their castles, and now it is not. I'm surprised the Oda haven't secured Toba. Normally, like, anytime I've ever seen them play, or even if I'm playing as them, you want to secure this entire area. But, oh well. Okay. Well, we're going to keep relying on the Suzuki clan to stay in power over here as long as they can. I'm going to let them have most of this just because it doesn't make sense for me to step in over here. Just, it's a stretch to get there. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to really make sure to focus all of our efforts south. Can I make this castle bigger? I can. It's still 250 days, though, and I don't want to tie people up in doing that. So let's send to Asakura. One of you is not doing anything. You, get over there. And in Oko, there's people not doing anything, I would imagine, as well. Yeah, we'll send you over there. I think that's the new guy, so he can go help out Midori up there. And we'll send one more guy, whoever this is. Oh, it's the sickly individual that we brought in. Hopefully he improves. Let's actually look at him real quick. Officers. There you are. Traits, loyalty. My master and I think differently. That's fine. Character. Say anything about him being ill? Not really. Oh well. Okay. So let's continue then. Gain reckless trait, let us nation.
Your orders?
Okay.
Reporting in. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
I actually want to check something. Chikamasa, if I check here, Chikamasa. I married him off to Midori, didn't I? Yes. Present 21 documents. He died in the campaign in Northern Oyo. So that makes... Where's New Fukodome? Fukodome, where are you? So that's the father. But it doesn't say whose mom was. Presumably that's Midori, though, right? Like that's our grandson then. Doesn't. Traits, loyalty. Have modern to have been made kin. Yeah, that's fine. Midori. Yeah. Roshige, male liege, nice. You could create a different. That's weird, because he should be related to us, shouldn't he? Unless, I mean, it's possible that that's not the mom, that Midori is not his mother, in which case maybe he's like a mistress's child, perhaps. It's hard to say. The game doesn't really surface that information, I guess, but I'm interested to know, because like if that's the father, then I married him off to our character's daughter, Midori, and we don't actually know if... We're actually not going to put him to work. I don't know if it matters, but since he's sick, I'm going to just leave him, let him rest for now. Yeah, I was wondering, because it doesn't really say, but it would make sense if that was our character's grandson, but it doesn't explicitly state that, and if it did, he should be listed as kin. And since he's not, the only explanation I can come up with is that Chikimasa must have had him with someone else. Which is kind of interesting.
Orders reporting in. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Okay.
Ask for anything you want.
Oh, we're starting to fill out on gold again, which is good. Everybody else is starting to get things under control. Akane, how are you doing over here? Orders. Still just mostly investments, but you got 28,000 troops. You have 24,000 troops. I'm surprised that neither of them are willing to invade at this point. Like, neither of them think they can take this 2,000 HP, 5,000 men castle. Granted, he has a bunch of other soldiers to flow in with, but I don't see it being that much of a problem. Alright. That being said, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we will be back. I actually filled out all the save slots they let us have, so let's go back to here. This is... For some context, we actually separated in 1553, and it is 1564. So we have been our own independent nation for 11 years now, and we went from having like 2 castles up here. I believe we had these 4 under our control, and then we took care of the rest. So I'm happy about it. We're making a ton of progress. I can't wait to go back, and I want to get like maybe a time lapse going of what this looks like as a nation in the future. But it'll be cool. For now, we made some good progress, and I think I'll probably be back a little later this evening to continue this. We're probably going to be streaming a fair bit over the next couple days, but till next time, everybody, have a good day.